Why walking is quietly failing seniors after 75, and the 5 movements that protect your independence. Let me talk to you honestly for a moment, not as a content creator, not as a fitness coach, but as someone who has spent more than 40 years standing inside operating rooms, rehabilitation centers, in ways that are far more painful than any physical injury. Let me tell you about Dorothy, a 78-year-old grandmother, wasn't focusing on balance training before a serious fall at home. One day, while walking through her front door, she tripped and fell hard onto concrete, badly injuring her shoulder and hitting her head. She was dazed, in pain, and later suffered a concussion, needing urgent medical care. It took her around 3 months to recover, with help from ACC. Before the fall, she hadn't paid much attention to improving her balance, something many older people overlook. After her accident, she started exercising certain moves and now says that keeping balance strong is something you can't take for granted. When she skips the balance exercises, she notices she stumbles more, especially when turning or changing direction, which makes another fall more likely. Now, don't take me wrong, walking does help your heart, your lungs, and your mood, and I will never tell you to stop walking. But when it comes to protecting your muscles, your nerves, your bones, and your balance after the age of 75, walking alone does not provide the mechanical signal your cells need to stay alive and strong. And this is not opinion. This is biomechanics. This is neurology. This is what surgeons see every single day inside trauma wards. That is why today I want to walk you through 5 specific movements that orthopedic surgeons, geriatric specialists, and rehabilitation researchers consistently trust when it comes to protecting independence, preventing falls, and keeping people self-reliant long after 75. And I want you to listen to this not as fitness advice, but as survival knowledge. Before we go further, tell me your age in the comments, because we read every single one and we respond personally. And I want you to know that this conversation is not one-sided. It is happening with you, not at you. Number 5. The tightrope that rebuilds your brain. Most people think walking improves balance, but what walking actually does is allow your brain to switch into autopilot, where the nervous system no longer needs to send precise signals because the movement is repetitive, predictable, and safe. And that is exactly the problem after 75, because aging slowly dulls the communication between your feet and your brain. There's a neurological system called proprioception, which is your body's unconscious GPS. And studies in aging neuroscience have clearly shown that this system becomes less accurate with age, meaning your brain starts guessing instead of knowing exactly where your feet are in space. So when you step on uneven ground or lose your footing slightly, the correction happens too slowly to save you. Heel-to-toe walking, sometimes called tandem walking in clinical rehabilitation, forces your nervous system to wake up and start paying attention again, because you are creating an artificially narrow base of support, which tells your brain that it can no longer afford to be lazy and must actively control every millimeter of movement. You stand tall, focus your eyes forward, and walk slowly, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other, as if you were walking on a tightrope. And as simple as that looks, research in balance retraining shows that older adults who practice this consistently show meaningful improvements in postural stability, walking confidence, and reduced fear of falling. Not because the legs became stronger, but because the brain started communicating more clearly with the body again. Number 4. The movement that predicts whether you'll stay independent. There's a reason doctors quietly watch how a patient stands up from a chair before they even look at their medical records, and that's because this single movement reveals the truth about a person's lower body strength, coordination, and future independence much more honestly than any treadmill test. Large aging studies have linked poor sit-to-stand ability with higher rates of injury, dependency, and early loss of independence because this movement requires the aging body to coordinate the thighs, hips, and core in a way that walking simply does not challenge. Chair squats rebuild the ability to rise from a seated position using muscle rather than momentum. And when done slowly and under control, especially during the lowering phase, they send a powerful signal to aging muscle tissue that it is still needed and still valued, which triggers cellular responses linked to strength maintenance and muscle repair. You sit in a sturdy chair, place your feet firmly beneath you, lean slightly forward to shift your weight, stand using your legs, pause at the top, and then lower yourself slowly as if you were trying to make a sound when you touch the chair again. And numerous rehabilitation studies show that this simple pattern dramatically improves not only leg strength, but stair climbing ability, walking confidence, and overall daily function in older adults.
Number 3. Why your hips determine whether you fall or recover. One of the most dangerous myths in aging is that weak knees are the primary cause of falls, when in reality, orthopedic science has repeatedly shown that it is the hips that determine whether the body can save itself when something unexpected happens. Your hip joint and the stabilizing muscles around it function like the steering wheel of the body, allowing you to rotate, shift, and correct your balance when you trip over something small or lose your footing. And when these muscles become weak or stiff, the body is no longer able to make those emergency corrections fast enough to prevent a fall. Standing hip circles look gentle, but their impact on your stability system is profound because you are asking the hip to move through its full natural range while the rest of your body learns how to stabilize itself, which is precisely the kind of coordination that prevents sideways falls, the type of fall most likely to cause serious injury. You lift your knee and slowly draw controlled circles in the air, forward, out to the side, back behind you, and around again. And the goal is not speed, but awareness, control, and steady breathing. And multiple movement science studies have shown that improving hip mobility and lateral hip strength significantly reduces fall risk in older adults because the body regains its ability to make quick protective steps. Number 2. The invisible strength that saves lives. This is the movement that surprises most people because it looks like nothing is happening, but in reality, your nervous system is learning how to recruit muscle fibers quickly and safely, which is far more important than lifting heavy weights once you are older. Isometric training, which means contracting muscles without changing their length, has been shown in multiple rehabilitation and sports medicine studies to dramatically improve something called rapid force production, which is your body's ability to activate strength instantly when you stumble or lose balance. And this is the exact quality that stops falls after they have already begun. When you press your palms into a wall with effort while keeping your body straight and breathing calmly, you are teaching your nervous system how to send strong, coordinated signals from your brain to your muscles without stressing your joints. And this matters deeply after 75, when many joints are arthritic and cannot tolerate traditional dynamic loading. Over time, this kind of training improves blood pressure control, muscular endurance, and the speed at which muscles wake up in emergency situations, which explains why research consistently shows it improves stability and confidence even in very advanced age groups. Number 1. The test of lifelong resilience. The simplest movement is often the most revealing. Standing on one leg. This is not about strength in the way younger people think about strength, and it is not about aesthetics or muscle size. It is about whether your nervous system, your joints, and your muscles can work together smoothly enough to keep you upright when life surprises you. Long-term aging studies have repeatedly confirmed that poor single-leg balance is linked to increased risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence because this movement exposes weaknesses in the ankles, hips, and core that walking allows you to hide. When you stand on one foot and allow your body to make tiny adjustments in order to stay upright, you are strengthening the very reflexes that determine whether you catch yourself or collapse when you stumble. And this is why many experienced surgeons consider this the most important daily practice for seniors who want to protect their independence. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: you do not suddenly become fragile one day. You slowly lose your protective systems when they are not challenged in the right ways. And the tragedy is that most of this decline can be slowed, reversed, or controlled with a few minutes of targeted effort each day. Walking keeps you moving through the world, but balance, strength, and stability keep you safe inside it. And you deserve safety as much as you deserve freedom. If this helped you, share it with someone you love, because sometimes the smallest video reaches the person who needs it the most.